Welcome back to the deep dive into the K-pop group Twice. As said in part 1, I will cover Twice's career and the Twice paradox. Also, as I said at the start, please watch part 1 first as it can affect your experience for the Twice paradox. Let's start again. On February 11, 2015, JYP announced the lineup of his upcoming 7-member girl group would be decided through 16, a competition survival show that would air on Mnet later that year. The show ran for 2 months and the final 7 members were Na-yeon, Jonghyun, Sana, Jihyo, Mina, Da-yeon, and Chaeyoung. However, JYP then announced that he would add 2 more members. Joowi, known as the audience's pick, and Momo, who was added by JYP even though she was already eliminated because he felt the group needed her performance abilities. The decision to add an eliminated contestant was controversial at the time. Twice made their official debut on October 20, 2015 with their debut EP The Story Begins with the title track Like Hwa. The group received a lukewarm reception initially. Their EP debuted at number 4 on the Gaon album chart before peaking at number 3 2 weeks later. Like Hwa met moderate success, debuting at number 22 on the Gaon digital chart, but a week after its release the single dropped to number 57 on Melon. However, Like Hwa reached within the top 10 of various Korean music charts by November 15. Eventually, Like Hwa reached a peak position of number 10 on the Gaon digital chart. The music video for the group's single hit 50 million views on YouTube within 5 months of their debut and became one of the most viewed debut music videos for any K-pop group. On January 23, 2016, Billboard reported that Twice had entered its World Albums chart for the first time with the EP The Story Begins, which debuted and peaked at number 15. On April 25, 2016, Twice released their second EP, Page 2. The album became a commercial success for the group, debuting at number 2 on the Gaon album chart and number 6 on the Billboard World Albums chart, with the total first week sales for Page 2 reaching around 41,800 copies. Twice achieved the highest first week sales by a Korean girl group for the year. By August, Page 2 had sold over 150,000 copies, making Twice the first girl group to have a sales record of more than 100,000 units that year. Meanwhile, the EP's title track Cheer Up became the group's first chart topper in Korea, debuting at number 1 on several music charts immediately after release. Notably, the song became a viral meme in Korea due to Sana's line. Cheer Up also received international success, debuting and peaking at number 3 on the Billboard World Digital Song Sales chart. Twice won their first music program award with Cheer Up on May 5th on M! Countdown. This was soon followed by wins on Music Bank and Inkigayo. Twice Coaster, Lane 1 and the music video of pop dance song TT were released online on October 24. In Korea, the album recorded over 165,000 physical copies sold on the Gaon chart within a week, exceeding the 5-month sales of the group's previous release in only 7 days. Eventually, Twice Coaster, Lane 1 became the best-selling K-pop girl group album for 2016, selling 350,850 copies at year-end. Its title track TT became one of the best-performing songs in 2016, claiming the top spot of the Gaon digital chart for 4 weeks and becoming the best-performing single in South Korea for the month of November. Internationally, the group's third EP debuted at number 3 on Billboard's World Album chart, marking their first top 5 entry, with the single TT debuting at number 2 on Billboard's World Digital Song Sales chart. TT then became the first music video by a K-pop female act to surpass 200 million views on May 25, 2017. On January 10, JYP Entertainment announced Twice's first solo concert tour. The 3-day, sold-out concert titled Twice First Tour, Twice Land. The opening was held on February 17th to 19th at the South Korea Olympic Handball Gymnasium. A tour across Thailand and Singapore was also held after the first stop in Seoul. After the Korean leg of the concert tour, Twice released a special album on February 20th titled Twice Coaster, Lane 2, along with its lead single, Knock Knock. The album was a reissue of Twice Coaster, Lane 1, and it debuted atop the Gaon album chart and charted at number 4 on the Billboard World Albums chart, selling 266,645 copies by the end of February. Its lead single Knock Knock debuted atop the Gaon digital chart and peaked at numbers 5 and 15 on the World Digital Song Sales and Japan Hot 100, respectively. On May 15th, Twice released their fourth EP titled Signal with the lead track of the same name. Signal debuted atop the Gaon album chart in the first week of its release, while also entering the Billboard World Albums chart at number 3. The album also entered the Billboard Heatseekers Albums chart, debuting at number 11. By the end of May, it was reported to be the second best-selling album in South Korea for the month, recording sales of 248,550 copies. Meanwhile, the album's eponymous lead single debuted atop the Gaon digital chart and the Billboard K-pop Hot 100, and at number 3 on the Billboard World Digital Song Sales chart. With the commercial success of Signal, it was reported that Twice had reached cumulative sales of over 1 million copies of their 5 albums, achieving the feat in just 1 year and 7 months after debuting. Twice officially debuted in Japan with the release of #Twice on June 28. It consists of 10 songs, including both Korean and Japanese language versions of their first 5 singles. #Twice debuted at number 2 on Oricon Albums chart with 136,157 copies sold within 7 days since its release. The commercial success of Twice's debut Japanese album was reported to have the highest first-week album sales by a Korean artist in Japan in years. Less than 2 months after the album's release, it recorded sales of over 260,000 copies. On October 6, the group released the music video for their first Japanese single, One More Time, ahead of its official release on October 18, selling over 130,000 copies by the second day of its release. The single achieved the biggest first-day sales and became the fastest-selling release of any South Korean girl group in Japan. Both #Twice and One More Time earned platinum certifications from the Recording Industry Association of Japan or IAJ, which made them the first Korean girl group to earn such a certification in Japan for both a single and an album in the same year. TT Japanese Veer, the digital single from #Twice, also earned an RIAJ Gold certification for selling 100,000 downloads. Twice released their first full-length Korean album, Twice Tagram, on October 30th with its lead single Likey. The album and its lead single debuted atop both Billboard's World Albums and World Digital Song Sales, respectively, the group's first number 1 on both charts, making Twice the first female K-pop act to simultaneously top both Billboard charts. They also rose on the Heatseekers Albums chart as the album debuted at number 10, 1 position higher than Signal's peak at number 11. The Christmas-inspired reissue of Twice Tagram, Merry and Happy, along with its lead single Heart Shaker, was released on December 11, 2017. The album and Heart Shaker debuted at number 1 on 4 charts of Gaon Album Chart and Digital Chart, Download Chart and Social Chart respectively, while the holiday track Merry and Happy entered and peaked at number 24 on the Gaon Digital Chart. Twice's successful debut in Japan led them to rank 3rd in the top artist category of Billboard Japan's 2017 year-end rankings. Twice's second Japanese single, titled Candy Pop, was released on February 7, 2018. The single sold 303,746 copies in its first week and topped the Japan Hot 100 chart, while also becoming their second single to earn a platinum certification from the RIAJ. The group also embarked on their first concert tour in Japan titled Twice Showcase Live Tour 2018 Candy Pop, starting on January 19, 2018, in the Aichi Prefecture. On April 9, 2018, they released their 5th EP, What Is Love? With the single of the same name. The EP sold 335,235 copies in the first month and made Twice become the first female artist and the 5th act to earn a platinum certification by the Korean Music Content Association (KMCA) for selling over 250,000 copies. Twice's third Japanese single, Wake Me Up, was released on May 16, 2018, and was certified double platinum by the Recording Industry Association of Japan or IAJ. The single became the first physical single by a foreign female artist to be certified double platinum by the RIAJ. Their second headline tour, titled Twice Second Tour Twice Land Zone 2 Fantasy Park began in Seoul on May 18th to 20th, 2018. By its conclusion, the group's concert tour had attracted over 90,000 fans in 6 cities across Asia. Twice performed a cover of the Jackson 5's I Want You Back as the theme song to the Japanese film adaptation of Sensei Kunshu. The song was released as a digital single on June 15, 2018, along with the music video. On July 9, 2018, an expanded reissue of What Is Love, named Summer Nights, along with its lead single Dance the Night Away, was released. The single surpassed 100 million streams and sold 2,500,000 downloads on Gaon Music Chart, earning the group its very first platinum single certification for both streaming and download, and made Twice the second act to earn a platinum certification for streaming, download, and album by the KMCA, since certifications were introduced in April 2018. On September 12, 2018, Twice released their first Japanese studio album, Bulldozer. Its lead single of the same name was pre-released as a digital single on August 17, 2018. Bulldozer debuted at number 1 on the daily ranking of Oricon Albums chart with 89,721 units sold, setting a record for the highest first-day sales of albums released by a Korean girl group in Japan. It also topped the weekly ranking with 181,069 units sold, making Twice the 5th foreign female artist in Oricon history to top both the weekly singles and albums chart. The release of the album was followed with their concert tour named Twice First Arena Tour 2018 Bulldozer, beginning in Chiba on September 29, 2018. The studio album was certified platinum by the RIAJ, making it the group's 5th consecutive platinum certification in Japan. Twice released their 6th EP, Yes or Yes, on November 5, 2018, with the lead single of the same name. The music video of Yes or Yes achieved 31.4 million views on YouTube within the first 24 hours, becoming the 7th biggest 24-hour YouTube debut of all time. On December 12, 2018, Twice released a special album titled The Year of Yes, along with its lead single The Best Thing I Ever Did, as a reissue of Yes or Yes. The group also released a repackage of Bulldozer with Stay By My Side, the theme song of the Japanese television drama Shinyo no Dame Koizukan, on December 26, 2018. Stay By My Side was released as a digital single on October 22, 2018, along with a behind-the-scenes video showing Twice recording the song. On March 6, 2019, the group released their second Japanese compilation album #Twice to Dot. The album debuted at number 1 on the daily ranking of the Oricon Albums chart with 95,825 units sold, breaking the group's own record of the highest first-day album sales for K-pop girl groups in Japan. It then became the first album by a foreign female artist to sell more than 200,000 albums in the first week since 2011. Twice then became the first female K-pop act to hold a Japanese Dome Tour. The tour Twice Dome Tour 2019 Drum Day garnered a total audience of 220,000 during 5 shows in Osaka, Tokyo, and Nagoya, and was held from March to April 2019. All tickets sold out within 1 minute. By the conclusion of the tour, which spanned 5 concert dates, the group had attracted over 220,000 people in attendance. On April 22, 2019, they released their 7th EP Fancy You. The music video for Fancy, which garnered over 42.1 million views in a single day, also reached the 7th position in the list of YouTube's biggest debuts during the first 24 hours, recording 314,323 copies sold. On April 25th, the release of Fancy You saw Twice exceeding a total of over 3.75 million album copies sold from their 12 Korean releases. Following the release of the album, the group embarked on their first world tour titled Twice Lights, which was first held at a sold-out KSPO Dome in Seoul on May 25th to 26th. Twice Lights marked the group's first solo concert tours held in the United States, with the North American leg of their tour, recording over 41,000 people in attendance. On June 12, 2019, Twice released 2 Japanese digital singles, Happy Happy and Breakthrough. On the release day of the digital singles, Happy Happy was also released physically, followed by Breakthrough a week later. Both singles received platinum certificates from the RIAJ. On July 17, 2019, JYP Entertainment announced the group will hold an additional Japanese tour leg after reaching tens of thousands of fans on the Southeast Asia and North America legs of their Twice Lights tour. They staged 12 concerts in 7 Japanese cities from October 2019 to February 2020. Twice released their 8th EP, Feel Special, on September 23, 2019, along with the music video for the lead single of the same name. The single scored the group's second #1 entry on the Billboard World Digital Song Sales chart. Feel Special also increased Twice's popularity across North America, as the single debuted on the Canadian Hot 100 at number 82. The group's first entry made Twice the 3rd K-pop girl group and 9th K-pop act to appear on this chart, recording sales of over 151,000 copies. On September 30, 2019, Twice broke their own first-week album sales record with Feel Special. Twice released their second Japanese studio album and Twice on November 20, 2019, with the album's lead single Fake and True released as a digital single on October 18, 2019. And Twice debuted at #1 on the daily ranking of the Oricon Albums chart with 80,563 copies sold, before going on to top the weekly Oricon Albums chart with 124,197 copies sold. In 2019, Twice sold over 1 million albums on Gaon, achieving this feat for the 3rd consecutive year. In Japan, Twice surpassed 5 billion yen worth of record sales. In 2019, the group was the best-selling foreign artist and ranked 4th overall in the artist sales category of the 52nd Oricon annual ranking. On Billboard Japan, Twice ranked 5th in the top artist category of the 2019 year-end rankings, becoming the group's 3rd consecutive year of ranking within the top 5. The group also became the 5th most streamed act on Spotify in the country. On February 24, it was announced that the group had signed with Republic Records for promotion in the United States as part of JYP Entertainment's partnership with the label. The group's 9th Korean EP, More and More, was released on June 1st, with a lead single of the same name. A month after its release, the EP recorded over 563,000 sales on Gaon, making it not only Twice's best-selling album to date, but also setting a record for having the highest sales volume for a girl group in Gaon chart history. The EP debuted at number 200 on the Billboard 200, making Twice the 5th South Korean girl group to enter the chart, after Girls' Generation, 21 and Blackpink. Twice also entered the Billboard Artist 100 for the first time, debuting at number 96. In the same month, the documentary series Twice Sees the Light first premiered on April 29 through YouTube Originals, which features 9 episodes that follow the group's members throughout their journey as trainees to their first world tour, Twice Lights. On August 9, Twice held their first online concert titled Twice, World in a Day in response to their Twice Lights World Tour finale, which had been cancelled earlier in the year. The group worked with the Beyond Live platform launched by SM Entertainment and Naver for the concert, becoming the first artist outside of SM Entertainment to host an online concert using the platform. On September 16, Twice released their 3rd Japanese compilation album, Twice 3, which became their 7th #1 album on the Oricon Albums chart, making Twice the 2nd foreign female artist to achieve the feat, following South Korean singer Boa. The group released their 2nd Korean studio album, Eyes Wide Open, on October 26, with the lead single titled I Can't Stop Me. 2 months later, after the release of Eyes Wide Open, the album debuted at number 72 on the US Billboard 200, marking the group's highest entry on the chart, surpassing More and More, as well as making Twice only the 3rd K-pop girl group to break within the top 100 of the chart, after 21 and Blackpink. Twice then collaborated with the virtual girl group KDA, with members Na-yeon, Sana, Jihyo, and Chaeyoung being featured on the song I'll Show You as part of KDA's first EP All Out, released on November 6. Following this, Twice released their 7th Japanese single titled Better on November 11 for digital download and streaming, featuring Scorpion as a B-side, and was then released physically on November 18. The single debuted at number 3 on the Billboard Japan Hot 100, recording 93,548 unit sales. The group then made their US television debut with their appearance on the play-at-home series of The Late Show with Stephen Colbert on November 30, performing their song I Can't Stop Me. On December 1, it was reported that Twice had reached cumulative sales of over 5.81 million albums on Gaon. Taking into consideration the group's sales in Japan, Twice had exceeded 10 million album copies sold in both countries. During their appearance at the 2020 Mnet Asian Music Awards on December 6, Twice gave a surprise performance of their unreleased track titled Cry For Me, which was described by the group as a present for their fans, and after high demand, the song was officially released as a digital single on December 18. The song debuted atop the Billboard World Digital Song Sales chart on the chart dated January 2, 2021, and also became the group's third entry on the Billboard Global Excluding Us chart, debuting at number 122. On March 6, the group held their second online concert titled Twice in Wonderland, which was first announced on January 14. The concert was held in partnership with NTT Docomo and was broadcast using various technologies including augmented reality and mixed reality. At the end of their online concert, Twice announced the release of their upcoming Japanese single Kura Kura to be slated on May 12. It was pre-released on online streaming platforms on April 20th, and its music video was also released on the same date. The group's 10th Korean EP, Taste of Love, was released on June 11th. Alcohol Free, the EP's lead single, was pre-released on June 9th, along with its music video. After the release of the music video, the number of YouTube views exceeded 20 million in just 24 hours. In the week ending June 17th, Taste of Love debuted at number 6 on the Billboard 200, becoming Twice's first top 10 album in the United States with 46,000 album equivalent units earned. Of that sum, the EP recorded 43,000 physical sales, making it the best-selling album in the US for the week. With this, Twice became the first female Korean act to chart an EP within the top 10 of the Billboard 200, and just the second female Korean act to have a top 10 album in the chart. The group's third Japanese studio album, Perfect World, was released on July 28. It features 10 tracks including the title track Perfect World and 3 earlier singles, Fanfare, Better, and Kura Kura. The group released their first official all-English single, The Feels, on October 1st. On October 11, The Feels debuted at number 83 on the Billboard Hot 100, marking the group's first appearance on the chart. The song also made its way to the UK singles chart, where it peaked at number 80. The group's third Korean studio album, Formula of Love, O+T=Heart, was released on November 12 with its title track, Scientist. The album peaked at number 3 on the Billboard 200, breaking Taste of Love's record. On November 15, the group announced 5 initial North American tour dates of their 4th world tour, 3. They embarked on the tour with a 2-day concert in Seoul on December 25th to 26th. On December 3rd, Twice pre-released their 9th Japanese single, Donut, with an accompanying music video. It was physically released on December 15th in Japan. With the successful completion of their 7-date US leg of the 3 World Tour, which concluded on February 27, 2022, Twice became the first female K-pop act to hold 2 separate arena tours in the world's biggest music market, bringing out an audience of approximately 100,000 people. Originally, only 1 date for Los Angeles and New York was announced, but second shows were quickly added to both cities due to high demand after the sellout. Following the success of their US tour, Twice announced an encore concert at the Bank of California Stadium in Los Angeles, making them the first female K-pop group to headline a stadium concert in the United States. Initially announcing only 1 date for May 14, the group decided to hold an additional performance on May 15 following high demand. In addition, the group is scheduled to hold their Tokyo Dome concert in Japan for 2 days on April 23 and 24. But as the tickets were sold out at the same time as the opening sale, they added a performance on the 25th. With 3 sold-out dates at the Tokyo Dome, Twice became the first pop girl group and the second girl group overall following AKB. 48 to hold a 3-day concert at the said venue. On May 19, 2022, it was announced that Na-yeon would debut as a solo artist on June 24 with her EP I'm Na-yeon. On July 10, 2022, Na-yeon earned her first ever music show win on SBS Inki Gayo. She won Best Female Artist at the 2020 Mom Awards. On July 12, all members of TWICE renewed their contracts with JYP Entertainment. The same day, it was announced that TWICE would release their 11th Korean EP, Between 1 and 2, on August 26. On December 21, it was announced that TWICE would release a pre-release English single Moonlight Sunrise on January 20, 2023, and their 12th Korean EP, Ready to Be on March 10, 2023. On February 21, 2023, it was announced that TWICE would embark on their largest world tour so far, revealing 17 initial tour dates in 14 cities across East Asia, Australia, and North America. The tour, titled TWICE 5th World Tour Ready to Be, includes shows in Sophie Stadium and MetLife Stadium, making TWICE the first K-pop girl group to perform in those venues. On March 24, 6 additional dates in Australia and North America were added after most tickets sold out. The second part of the tour was announced on April 24th, with 6 shows in Southeast Asia and Europe. 2 more shows were then added to the Europe leg due to popular demand. On March 22, it was announced that TWICE would release their 10th Japanese single on May 31, 2023, titled Hale Hale. On February 9, 2023, JYP announced that Mina, alongside bandmates Sana and Momo, will officially debut in Japan on July 26 as a subunit named Misamo with the EP titled Masterpiece. In June 2023, it was announced that Jihyo would release her first EP, Zone, on August 18, 2023. With Killin' Me Good serving as the lead single, becoming the second member of TWICE to make a solo debut. Prior to this announcement, Jihyo performed an unreleased track from the EP Nightmare on TWICE's Ready to Be World Tour. On August 25, she achieved her first music show win as a soloist on the KBS 2 program Music Bank. This is something silly and goofy that me and primarily my friend made up. When you hear or see the word TWICE, no matter what context it is in, you must say twice or do something else that is similar, like holding up 2 fingers. If you say twice, you need to say twice for the time you said it first, for the time you said it second, and then for a continuous number of times you have said it. So, you need to say twice for every time you say twice, and you need to say twice for every time you say twice. In theory, this means you can never stop saying twice, hence the name the TWICE paradox.
What?
Throughout the video, I have been counting every time the word twice is shown or said. A counter is now on the screen. Say twice for this amount of times twice is said. Remember, you'll have to say twice for all the times you say twice, because of the TWICE paradox. Good luck and goodbye.